What if I told you that, perhaps right now, Allah is showing you the person you are destined to love forever, not with words, but with silent signs that your heart begins to feel. Many walk by without understanding. Many give up just before certainty arrives. But you, if you listen carefully today, you will recognize what others have never seen. Allah is preparing you for something great, something pure. So stay until the end of this video, because what you are about to hear could well be the confirmation your soul has been waiting for. 1. Tranquility of the heart, the first divine sign. There is within the human soul a unique ability to recognize what is written for it, long before the mind finds the words to describe it. When Allah destines a connection, He does not leave your heart in constant doubt. It instills a sakina, a silent peace, a sovereign calm that nothing external can shatter. When your gaze falls on this person, it is not the fire of uncontrolled passion that consumes your spirit. It is not the anguish of loss or the fear of not being enough. It is a subtle calming, gentle as a breeze on a summer day. It is a silent whisper in your soul that says to you, here, you do not need to struggle to prove your existence. Here, you can be in total acceptance of who you are, because I, your Lord, willed this encounter. The tranquility of the heart is not noisy. It does not strike loudly. It does not demand to be seen. It settles discreetly, slowly, but powerfully. It does not depend on the perfection of the other person, nor on the absence of challenges. It lies in the fact that even in the face of imperfections, your heart remains calm, your soul continues to pray, and your trust in Allah grows instead of faltering. When Allah desires to unite two hearts, He prepares them for each other without their realizing it. He cleanses the interior before uniting the exterior. He removes the fears that paralyze. He extinguishes the anxieties that suffocate. He fills the empty space with a silent certainty. This sakina doesn't shout for your attention. It waits for you to be ready to listen beyond your desires, beyond your impatience. Perhaps you've already felt this kind of profound calm with certain people without knowing why. Perhaps your soul has already recognized what is good for it before your tongue can even articulate it. This is because Allah guides sincere hearts to what is beneficial to them, even when they don't yet understand the full extent of His wisdom. Tranquility is a gift, a ni'mah that few recognize. In a world where emotions are often stormy, finding peace near someone is a sign too pure to ignore. If your heart is anchored in patience, if your soul rests without losing itself, if your mind brightens instead of darkening when you think of that person, then know this: Allah may be depositing a silent answer in your heart. It's not about seeking a non-existent perfection. It's not about believing that the path will be without trials. It's about recognizing that despite the uncertainties of the path, your trust in Allah does not waver, it grows. And this is where true tranquility of the heart testifies. Allah is present in this scripture. Allah is witness to what your heart begins to understand, even in silence. 2. Facilitation in halal. When Allah opens doors, when Allah wants to unite two souls, no barrier is too great, no obstacle too strong, no detour too long. What is written for you will come to you, not in anguish, not in prohibition, but in clarity, in dignity, in respect for halal. You will not need to chase after what is destined. You will not need to exhaust yourself trying to convince what is not ready to be conquered. Allah, Al-Fattah, the great opener, opens doors without your understanding how. He illuminates paths that your intelligence alone could never have traced. When He wants two hearts to meet, He weaves events, circumstances, words, and silences to move them forward together.
in a balance that only He can orchestrate. Ease in halal is a strong, powerful, and infallible sign. When intentions are pure, discussions about marriage are not burdensome. They are not full of doubts that strangle faith. They become natural, fluid, authentic. Two people don't spend their time fighting to exist in each other's lives. They build, they seek barakah, they seek Allah's approval before seeking validation from the world. Even when trials arise, for yes, they will, you will see a fundamental difference. Trials do not become insurmountable walls. They become tests that you overcome together with patience, sabr, and certainty, yakin. And behind every challenge overcome, there is a sign: Allah is with you, and He is shaping something solid. When Allah supports a union, He also guides the hearts around you. Families that seemed distant begin to see the light of this union. Fears are allayed. Doors that seemed closed are opening a crack, not because you forced them, not because you used stratagems, but because the divine plan is in motion, discreet but unstoppable. Never forget, Allah does not complicate halal for His sincere servants. What the shaitan tries to make difficult, Allah makes simple for those who place their trust in Him. If you have to exhaust yourself in the haram to build something, it is not easy. It is an illusion. But if you advance in obedience, and despite the trials, the path remains practicable, then know that the hand of Allah is not far away. Look at the signs with the eyes of the heart. The absence of unnecessary tension, the sincerity of your efforts, the presence of wise counsel around you, the constant progress despite headwinds. All this is not due to chance. This is Allah's discreet seal on what He wishes to see flourish. Remember this: when Allah opens a door, no creature can close it. Walk through these doors with faith, purity, and gratitude. For what is built in a halal way, with Allah's blessing, becomes a source of light for your life here below and for your eternity. Third spiritual elevation: drawing closer to Allah together. There are loves that adorn your existence, and there are loves that save your soul. When Allah wants to honor you, He doesn't just send you someone who pleases your eyes. He sends you someone who awakens your heart. Someone who, by their mere presence, gently pushes you to become what you were meant to be: a more humble, more connected, more innerly alive servant. The true love that Allah blesses is a path back to Him. It is not a passion that consumes you and makes you forget your mission. It is not a fire that burns your modesty, nor an intoxication that keeps you away from your prayer. It is a gentle light that illuminates your path. It is a discreet voice that reminds you to perform your prayer on time, that reminds you of the value of dhikr, that encourages you to be patient when life becomes burdensome. When this person talks about their plans, Allah is at the center. When they dream of tomorrow, they also dream of Jannah, and they want you by their side there too. It's not just about sharing a home or meals. It's about building a bridge to eternity together. It's about having a shoulder to lean on to help you carry the weight of the dunya without forgetting your akhirah. Observe carefully. Does this person make you more attentive to your faith, more gentle in your speech, more generous in your forgiveness? Does they push you to purify your intention with every step you take? Does your heart remember Allah more in their company, even without them saying a word? If so, then know this. This is not simply an emotional love. It is a sacred love, a love that bears the imprint of the divine. A love that matures under the mercy of Allah doesn't need to be perfect to be beautiful. It is enough that it brings you closer to the Most High. It is enough that it cultivates within you patience, sabr, gratitude, shukr, and hope, raja. Because the one who helps you build your eternal home is more precious than the one who only adorns you in this fleeting life. Sometimes,
This person won't always have the perfect words. They won't always know how to love you as you expect. But you will see in their efforts, in their silences, in their return to Allah after every weakness, sincere signs of an eternal friendship. True love in Islam is a spiritual alliance before it is an emotional one. It is a friendship in obedience. It is a complicity in taqwa. These are two souls who know that walking together towards Allah is more precious than all the illusory beauties of this world. If you recognize these fruits in your bond, gentleness, piety, sincerity, and a desire for good, then open your heart wide. It is not just a companion you are looking at. Perhaps it is Allah's discreet response to your du'as, the manifestation of a love that continues even under the shadow of His throne, where friends for Allah will be honored. Fourth, patience. During trials, the test of sincerity. Make no mistake, just because Allah has written something for you doesn't mean everything will be easy from the beginning. Just because a bond is blessed doesn't mean the paths will be smooth, without stones, without tears. Number those whom Allah wishes to elevate, He tests. Those whom Allah wishes to purify, He exposes to trial. Your heart must learn to distinguish illusion from authenticity. Your soul must know how to cling to what is true, even when everything around it seems to tremble. Trials are not a sign of failure. They are the crucible in which Allah forges sincerity. The true bond, the one that Allah establishes between two souls, is revealed not only in days of abundance, but also in hours of darkness. When misunderstandings, disagreements, and moments of doubt arise, then Allah is watching. He is looking. Will you give in to the easy option of running away? Or will you stand firm in loyalty? Will you let your ego take over? Or will you choose patience and mercy? For the love we proclaim in happy days is easy. But the love that survives storms is the one that has value in the eyes of Allah. If, despite the pain, despite the clumsiness, despite the distance at times, your heart retains respect, mercy, and a sincere desire to make amends, then know that you are crossing the true path. Allah does not unite two servants without giving them a taste of effort, purification, and the inner struggle against their own pride. For it is not just a union of bodies that the Most High wishes to build. It is a union of souls, an alliance that carries weight in eternity. See how your heart reacts in difficult times. Consider whether your attachment is dictated by faith or by wounded pride. Consider whether you choose prayer over anger. Consider whether you seek refuge in Allah rather than multiplying reproaches. This is where sincerity is measured. This is where, thread by thread, the strength of a bond is woven that will defy time and trials. Patience is not a comfortable choice. It is an inner war. But this war, when waged for the sake of Allah, produces an inner beauty that no words can fully describe. If in the midst of trial, you still feel deep within you that silent voice saying, "Hold on, forgive, believe again," then listen to it. Perhaps it is a sign that your bond has been blessed. Perhaps it is proof that what you are building together is far greater than what you can see today. Hold on to what your sincere heart tells you. Hold on to this respect that remains alive, even when it would be easy to abandon everything. For Allah never disappoints a patient heart. What is forged in patience is sealed by His permission. And what is sealed by Allah becomes unbreakable, unassailable, eternal. Fifth, istikhara. When Allah speaks silently to the heart. There are decisions in life so weighty, so sacred, that your intellect alone is no longer sufficient. You must place your heart entirely in the hands of Allah. This is where istikhara becomes a refuge. The istikhara prayer is not a magic formula. It is not a lamp that you rub to obtain an immediate answer.
It is an act of silent submission, a discreet admission that, despite your love, despite your attachment, you recognize that your knowledge is limited and that Allah's is unlimited. When you pray istikhara, you are not just asking for guidance. You are asking Allah to guide you to what is best for your deen, your worldly life, and your akhirah. And sometimes He responds not with words or vivid visions, but with the silent sweetness that fills your heart. After entrusting your matter to Allah, listen, not with your ear, but with your entire being. Observe your heart. Does an unexpected tranquility settle in despite external uncertainties? Does your soul stop struggling with the invisible as if it has finally found a shore to rest on? This subtle calm, this inner ease that has no rational explanation, this is often how Allah speaks to you. Not to flatter you, not to give you what you simply desire, but to offer you what is truly best for you, even if you don't yet fully understand its depth. Sometimes too, after the istikhara, external things begin to move gently. Doors open or close without resistance. Paths become simpler or become blocked naturally. There is no need to force it. For what Allah wants for you, He establishes with harmony. He removes from your path anything that could distance you from Him, even if your heart had wanted to cling to it. Don't look for spectacular signs. Don't look for extraordinary dreams. Instead, look for that secret rest in your chest, that release of fear, that discreet light that silently illuminates your decision. Therein lies the answer. If, after the istikhara, your heart rests trustingly with this person, without agitation, without inner struggle, it is a precious sign. It is not your emotion speaking. It is your soul, soothed by the wisdom of Allah, indicating to you that this may be the path He Himself has chosen for you. Remember, this process is not designed to demand immediate confirmation. It is designed to teach you to surrender, to move forward with tawakkul, that sacred trust that knows that what Allah chooses is infinitely superior to what your heart would have dared to imagine. So move forward gently, observe, feel, and let Allah guide you, not with outbursts, but with silences that speak louder than 1,000 words. When Allah writes a story, He needs no noise, only a listening heart. If today you feel deep down that this message speaks to your soul, then don't ignore it. Leave a comment, share this video with someone who might also need this reminder. Save this message for the day when doubt tries to return. And above all, move forward with faith. What Allah has planned for you is far more beautiful than anything you can imagine.